Chrissy here at A Little Glam, A Lot of Mom. Thanks for being here. And if you're new, welcome. I'm Chrissy, a 7-year homeschool mom of ages 6 to 17. Today's video is a laid-back summer day in the life. I was out of the country through July, and so what you'll see today is a slow day as I'm gently finding my footing at home. Don't judge me, but I still need to unpack. Yes, it's been about 2 weeks. I'm also going to instruct a math lesson today out of a new To Us resource, then dinner, hopefully the gym. I haven't found a routine with that yet, and just doing life together today. So hopefully you can hear me okay. I don't have a clip-on mic on myself because normally I don't talk like this. Normally there's too much noise in the house, but I do want to talk a little bit today and just summarize a little bit of my trip for you guys. My oldest daughter, for her 18th birthday, her wish was to visit Colombia in South America. My family is from Colombia. My parents were born in Colombia. I come from an immigrant family. They migrated from Colombia to the United States, and I was born an American. My daughter's wish was to get to know her family's native land and learn her family history. And so we did that. We went with my grandfather, which is my daughter's great-grandfather, and great-grandmother. They own what we call a finca, which is a farm. They are cafeteros, which means they are coffee farm owners. That farm is located in a mountain called San Jose, in a state or department, as known in Colombia, of El Valle del Cauca, which is known as the coffee region of Colombia, El Eje Cafetero. So we took a tour all through the coffee region, 3 different states, or again, departments, not just his farm, but a few other places in this coffee region in Colombia as well. It was magical seeing my grandpa's farm and everything that he's done. Their testimony is just beautiful. He came from a very poor family. My grandfather's mother died at a very young age and went basically from a coffee farm worker at the age of like 13 to now owning a coffee farm. And some of you might know that he is a pastor. My grandmother and grandfather have been in ministry for almost 6 decades, actually, over like 55 years. They've been married for 56 years. They have 6 children, 16 grandchildren, 14 grandchildren, immigrants on a religious visa, 2 now dual citizens, and owning a church in the United States and owning a coffee farm in Colombia. A beautiful testimony of, you know, what a life and obedience to God, how fruitful and true and trusting and faithful that life could be, a life with God. And so we were on the farm for several days. That was lots of fun, and I'll insert some clips. My grandpa's farm is called Finca Oreb, which means mountainous land of God. He has 24 cattle and a horse. He has obviously coffee bean plants. Main source of income at the moment is selling milk and poultry, eggs, plantains to the local markets below the mountain. So anyway, it was an awesome experience. I went with, again, my daughter. All of my other kids stayed behind. So it was somewhat of a girls' trip with my grandparents. Another cousin also joined us that is about my daughter's age, and they've been best cousins since they were born. And so that was lots of fun. We went to an amusement park in Colombia, and we stayed at a nice hotel there for a few days and did some shopping. So we did a little bit of everything. Went back to the towns where my grandparents were born and the church where he was a minister and where they met and their love story started, and we cried and we laughed, and it was a beautiful time. It was necessary. I think both my daughter and I, more than a relaxation and more than a vacation, I think that we both went there looking for connection to our family history and our bloodline and who we are. Yes, while I was born in the United States, I was raised by an immigrant family, immigrant parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, and so I was an American girl, but with a Colombian household. And I was never American enough, but I also wasn't Colombian enough because I wasn't born in Colombia. And although as a child I did visit Colombia just about every summer, again, going to Colombia, I was an American to them. And so I've always had that in between, and we call it ni de aquí ni de allá. So we're neither from here nor from there. And so just going there now as a grown woman and showing my daughter our family history in this land, it was just a beautiful thing to experience together. Connected with each other, and we reconnected with our family's history. So many learning opportunities. Give me a second while I attempt this eyeliner. So, in summary, it was a beautiful experience. We learned so much about our family history and Colombia's history and the tradition and history of coffee in Colombia. And also it just opened up our eyes to how blessed we are to have been born American citizens and to be Americans. I love my family's land, right? I love Colombia. Oh, I love Colombia. And I'm so proud to be Colombian, but all the same, I'm also so proud of my country, my native land. I'm so proud to be American. I'm so thankful for the opportunities that we have. And it's opened up my eyes to the courage and the pain, the sacrifices, the trauma, but yet the necessity of an immigrant and the migration process. It takes so much learning and courage to migrate to another country, and my family did it. So anyway, all in all, a beautiful experience. I can't wait to go back. We're already planning a trip next year, this time with the entire team. However, I am happy to be back. Most of the kids are just slowly making their ways out of bed, so I'm going to take about half an hour or more to knock out something from my to-do list today, finally unpacking. Okay, as I'm still unpacking, I thought I'd show a haul of some things I picked up for my 2-week trip out of the country. Most of this was purchased on Amazon, and I'll leave as many links for you in the description box. So this is what I use for my carry-on. It's really pretty. I love the neutral clean color palette, and I picked it up because I thought it would double up as a weekender after the trip. We do road trip to visit family down south about once a month. It has the slit here to sling onto the handle of a rolling luggage, along with a small zippered pocket there. The stitching, I think, is done really well. The material is like a canvas. There is also a large pocket at the bottom where I stored shoes, a latch pocket here up front, and that is something that I do like about this bag. Several pockets makes good for not just overstuffing the carry-on, but good for organization as well. So far, the zippers have held on really well. I haven't had any issue with the zipper or the track damaging. There's a pocket in here that is a lined waterproof pocket. I did like that for holding your electronics. So the strap held up really well and it's also adjustable. My only con is that this was tough to lug around through the airport as a carry-on once I checked in my rolling luggage and didn't have that to rest this carry-on. I was walking through Miami International Airport, which is like a giant shopping mall, trying to catch my connecting flight with this carry-on, and it wasn't fun. However, it will make a great weekender or road trip bag. So overall I am happy with the purchase. I just wouldn't use this as a carry-on again. This is a set of luggage tags. They're like a silicone material. I purchased these at Target. They held up well, pretty simple. And bear with me as I'm trying to do this with one hand and balancing the camera with the other. But I picked up this zipper pouch to hold my electronic chargers. I only had two, my phone, which doubles for my AirPods, and then my Apple Watch chargers. So it did the job for me. However, if you're carrying laptops and cameras and batteries and SIM cards, I don't think that it's large enough. Also, I'd prefer a hard shell next time. This is a small jewelry case. Again, I didn't need to hold much, so it held up just fine for me. It has an organizer for a few necklaces and then for rings and earrings. I needed a mirror for the farm to do my skincare. This didn't break, and I'd recommend it just for that. I was very concerned that it would break in my luggage, but it has this like hard type of backing to it. One of my favorite buys is this toiletry bag. I love the straw material. It has a hanger, which was extremely helpful on the farm when you're sharing a bathroom with several other people, and it was good just to hang it and have access to all of my things in the restroom. There are two zippers up top for my makeup, main pocket which held 2 weeks worth of travel size toiletries without an issue, and then a small pocket that held my hair clips. Another must buy in my opinion is this little perfume like nugget or bullet. I'm a one signature scent type of girl, so I wanted to be able to wear my scent without traveling with my full-size J'adore perfume bottle. The amount was enough for 2 weeks and then some. This traveler's wallet was my most used item. It's really well made. Again, the stitching, the zippers weren't a problem. I like the canvas material. It has a lot of room to hold multiple passports, IDs, and cards. So if you're a big family and your mom, you're likely holding everyone's important documents, and this is perfect for that. It also has zippered pockets to secure more valuable documents or cards or money. It held my cash, my iPhone, keys, and more. It has a wristlet sling, so I wore it as a wristlet through the airport and had accessibility to everything I needed without having to dig into my carry-on, even chapsticks. Please take my word for it, packing cubes are essential for keeping your luggage organized, especially if you're living out of it for several weeks like I was. It keeps your clothes neatly folded for easy accessibility. Nowadays, you can find packing cubes in all sorts of sets and colors. This set included several size cubes, and also a pouch for a bra and a bag for shoes and dirty laundry. Now there are also compression packing cubes, which are more for optimizing space in your luggage, and I might have to try those for my next trip. So here is my yummy lunch. A bunch of veggies, hummus, bagel chips, and ranch dip. And lunch today is on the couch while we watch a docuseries we're currently obsessed with, The Secrets of Zoo Tampa, as we gotta willingly prepare for a trip to visit Zoo Tampa later on this fall. All right, it's just about 1 p.m. I just checked in with the teens and helping them stay on track. Dinner is already going because the meat needs to cook for a while, and I'll share a little bit more about the meal as it comes together later. This morning we read our read aloud, which is Pippi, and we worked on a character journal entry. So now we're going to work on math. We're going to open this resource, Math, Art, and Drawing Games, and try a recommended project, which is Skip Counting Circular Art. This project puts addition, subtraction, skip counting, and multiplication skills to use. I think I will have to modify for my little Luna age 6, and we might have to break it up between today and tomorrow, but overall I think everyone will enjoy it. I'm floating in and out of the kitchen as dinner is still going. Meanwhile, I want to tackle one more thing on my to-do list today. I have prep work to do for next week, which will be Shark Week. By the time you're watching this clip, however, it'll probably be a few days after Shark Week, but that's okay. You get to see a little bit of my prep work process. So first, I want to sift through this Download Shark Study by Steph Hathaway, print and bind. I'm on a post-it note shortage, so I brought out paper clips and all the books I need to tab out pages for next week. I'm pulling out a worksheet or two from The Good and the Beautiful Marine Biology. We've had this kit for a while. It was a gift for Bella, and there's a shark tooth or two in there, so we'll finally dive into this. Alright, so what I accomplished, I was able to plan out and tab the sections of our devotionals for next week. We're using Indescribable along with How Deep the Father's Love by Honeycomb and Handiwork. Printed the Shark Unit Study by Steph Hathaway. I didn't need to print all the extras, like all the 3-part cards and a few other pages needed to do some suggested activities. I just take what we actually use. We will be using the shark ID cards, so I printed and cut those out, and also some shark teeth for an excavation activity with kinetic sand. I still need to read through the book list, the documentaries list, and some of the recommended activities. For our naturalist study, I found a timeline template Bella will copy into her main lesson book. My husband illustrated the character for our kids to copy or trace for their character journaling entries. And out of the Good and the Beautiful Marine Biology unit, I pulled out this puzzle worksheet. I know Bella will enjoy it as she reads and learns shark facts. And then a template for a marine animal report. Bella has worked on several of these for other marine animals this year as we work on building her researchability skills. And here is our daily afternoon storm. The summer season for Florida is storm season. It got really dark out there fast, but the upside is that storms don't generally last more than 1 hour or two here in Florida, and afterwards we get the most stunning sunsets. For dinner today, we're having sancocho de cola, a traditional Colombian plate. It's a root soup with a choice of a bone broth. Cola is oxtail, and that's commonly used. So the oxtail has been cooking for hours. It's a meat that requires hours and hours to break down the fibers of the meat. As the meat has tenderized, then I start adding the root vegetables according to the amount of cooking time they'll need. I start with the yuca root and potatoes. I already added the butternut squash, lastly adding plantains and corn. Oxtail is really high in collagen. The soup is packed with nourishment from the bone broth and the mix of vegetables. However, it's very fatty, so I trim the fat on the oxtail before cooking it. Then I also render the fat by skimming it off the top from the soup. I do this several times through the cooking process. Add cilantro, serve with a side of rice, a lime wedge, and avocado. And here's a fun fact about Colombians: we love eating soup with banana. Yep, that's right, a yellow ripe banana, the perfect combination of sweet and savory. I didn't make it to the gym after all. Instead, I needed a walk under this beautiful sunset. Today, it was just hubby and our pup. All right, friends, and I'm ending this day in the life here. The good news is I'm finding my groove again, and I have a lot of homeschool content in preparation. I hear your suggestions for a room tour, for more high school content, and all of that is in the process. I want to thank you for your patience and offering your grace as I ease my way back into work this summer. I'm listening to my body and soul, and a longer break than expected was necessary for my overall health.